Botham, owner and winemaker here at Botham Vineyards. And the next step in the process after primary fermentation is done is to actually remove what's in the tank and get it pressed. And the way the process starts out is by pumping off the pure fluid via the rack valve, which sits below the door. And once I've pumped all of the fluid away, I can open the door safely and start shoveling out what's left in the tank. And that will go into a press. And what the press does simply is to squeeze what I shovel out to get the remaining fluid out of it. It's a pretty simple process, and there are all sorts of different types of presses in the industry. We use a basket press that has a bladder inside of it that inflates to apply pressure and the squeeze that we need. So that's the next step in the process, and basically what it amounts to is just a lot of shoveling. It's really hard work. What's left in the tank here, honestly, I'll start working on this stuff, is just kind of this kind of sloppy, wet snow-like mess. And this consists of grape skins and grape seeds, and actually, of course, a lot of juice. You can see it dripping off the shovel there. So this you load carefully into the press. You try not to spill too much of it, because part of the idea here is to start to eliminate the seeds and skins and what have you. You don't want to dump that stuff into the catch bin. So we'll be back in a few minutes once I get the press loaded, and we'll show you how it works. So now we're at the stage where we're going to start pressing. The press is full. I've sealed it up, closed the top up, and hooked it up to a compressed air line inside the winery. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start inflating the bladder that's inside, and we'll start pressing. So you can see how quickly this will start to make the juice flow. Voila! Pressing. And you have to kind of do this gently to start with. If you apply too much pressure, it starts squirting out all over the place. But as you can see, the volume of fluid you get is pretty substantial, so this is really worth the trouble. Okay, so now that the press run is done, I've opened up the press and I can show you where we started out with that nice that nice sloppy wet mess. You can see how dry this has gotten after the pressing. See, there's really no fluid left in it. So that's the idea of pressing fruit. You squeeze all of the fluid out of it, and this press works very well. And this also gives you an idea, it shows you how it works. This bladder inflates to apply the pressure to squeeze the pomace dry. So that's it for pressing. This also marks the point of differentiation between red wine making and white wine making. Were this white fruit as opposed to red fruit, we would have crushed and destemmed it like we did way back at the outset. But then white fruit, instead of going and fermenting as a kind of pulpy like mess that this stuff is for color extraction, white fruit goes to the press right away and gets pressed off right before fermentation. So red fruit ferments as this pulpy mess for the most part, and white fruit ferments as juice. That's the big difference between the two. And of course, color color extraction is the big issue with red fruit. That's why you ferment with the skins and seeds and everything involved. So that's it for pressing. From here, we'll move on to some detailed things about how to finish off wines. So thanks for watching.